Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Sunset Tarot. Now this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there might be a message here for you. Now let's try to see what is the main energy at the end of the day. Okay, we have here a Queen of Wands. You know what comes to me right now is that you have a sentinel. Somebody is watching over you right now. Your guardian angel, your spirit guides, the angels. No? At this time, you are well guarded. This is the thing that comes to me when I looked the first moment I looked at the King of Wands. Somebody is also leading the way for you. So if you are a little bit confused right now, or you're starting something new, a new endeavor, and you're still trying to learn your way through whatever endeavor you are doing right now, do not worry, you are being guided. So just be receptive, be discerning also of who is guiding you. So it's important to discern whether the guidance is coming from the light or the guidance is coming from the darkness. Okay, so there are two things that you need to discern. How will you know? Always check the beginning, the middle, and the end of your endeavor. So the discernment of spirits starts from the beginning, continues all throughout the process, and also continues up to the end. So you try to see if the guidance you are receiving is for the good, then its result should be something that will lead you to positive things like love, understanding, patience, generosity. So things like this. It will free you from certain things like addiction, from anger, from pride. So these things. So at the start of the project, you try to see, are the results of what I am doing that of the light? If it is of the light, then continue. Now, you cannot stop there. All throughout the process, you have to check every once in a while. That's why it's good. It's a good practice at the end of the day to contemplate on the day that was. Then try to see, is it predominantly, or are the activities that had happened throughout the day predominantly of the light? If it is of the light, then continue. Now, after you finish the project, in the end, you reflect again. Is the result of all this journey and all this effort giving positive things? If it still gives positive and good things, then you were really guided by the light. Now, at this time, this card is telling you, you are being guided. You are being guarded. You are being led, no? And so it's important for you to have faith, not to be afraid to move forward, but at the same time, to be receptive to the guidance coming your way. Now, sometimes out of the blue, somebody comes along to help you discern. Is this person of the light or is this person of the dark? Okay, so always discernment is very important. You always give things a grain of salt, because sometimes those of the darkness will start with something that seems to be good, but when you are no longer aware of it, as the process unfolds, sooner or later you realize things are getting worse instead of getting better. Then it was only a deception. They started with something beautiful, but you will discern, okay, this is not getting better for me, then something is wrong. Maybe it's not of the light. So you need to discern that. So oftentimes the universe will send people or will create situations that will help us move forward. Now, as you try out these new things, you should not be afraid. You should have that faith. Now, having that faith that you are not alone, that you are being protected, that you are being guided. But as you go through the way, you need to discern, is this really my protector? Is this really my guide? Or are these people being sent by the Spirit to guide me, to help me do well, and to help me sing the song I am meant to sing? Okay. If you discern it well, then things will go well. So be open also to people, situations, assistance that you will receive from the spirit and your spirit guides. So having a thankful spirituality also helps. It allows you to make it through the challenges with a greater positive energy when you appreciate even the smallest things, smallest good things that you receive from the divine. So just be aware of all these things, but don't be afraid. You are guarded and you are guided. Now, let's try to see how this will further unfold. You see, they will show you a mirror. They will reveal to you those things, those little things that are hindering you from getting your project accomplished. Usually, they are like little strings. It's like a bird in flight. If a bird in flight is tangled with little strings, it seems that the little strings doesn't have any effect because they're just little strings, but they hamper the flight of the bird in one way or another, especially if sooner or later it gets entangled. So oftentimes you encounter creatures in nature where the pollution that we have created somehow entangle them, and some good-natured people would free them from all these things. Now, when you look at it here, you are like those little creatures entangled by little things. These little things can be little anxieties, little preoccupations that are, instead of helping you, becoming hindrances to your progress. So the universe is busily removing them, and they are providing you a mirror for you to see. So it's very important for you to be receptive. It's good also at the end of the day to examine things, especially to be aware of the emotions you bring with you at the end of the day. If you feel there are a lot of anxieties, you try to ask, okay, identify what are these anxieties, and try to see, are these anxieties preventing me from moving forward? Are they just little strings that I can free myself from? If they are big strings that I can free myself from, then just do your part and then ask the spirit and the spirit guides to do the rest, so you don't have to do it alone. Now, we are also a community, so you can always ask somebody whom you trust, somebody who truly cares and love you for who you are, to also help you untangle those little things that hinder you from going through your present journey with joy and with peace. So the universe is giving you a mirror so that you can see these things, and they are also giving you a mirror so that you can see that they too are working to help you. So it's important for us to be receptive. It's important for us to look at the mirror. Looking at the mirror is like taking a pause each day and meditating or contemplating on the day that was, and also on the challenges we are about to face. So it's like preparing also for tomorrow. Oftentimes 99% or more than, or maybe 98%, whatever it is, more than 90% of the things we worry about do not really happen. So it's good to, at the end of the day, also to try to see what are the things that I am worrying about that has not yet happened. And you try to see, maybe, what can I do to prepare for that? I remember one of the things that we usually do is prepare for the worst. That's what we usually do when we have a certain project that we do. One of the mottos that we usually have in ourselves is prepare for the worst. Now, if the worst thing comes, you can always tell yourself, well, I knew it will come and I prepared for it, so it's okay. I'm not surprised. If better things came, or if better things come instead of, for example, you prepared for the worst, but the situation was not as terrible as you had expected, then you say it's a bonus, okay? But you have prepared for the worst things. So it's like that. You prepare for the worst, and if the worst doesn't come, then it's a bonus. If it happens and if it comes, then you tell yourself, I already prepared for this, so I can face this one. So it's like that. But always remember, you don't have to handle it alone. The universe is helping you. Okay. Now, what is the advice of the universe for us? You see here, as you move forward into a new chapter, the birds are pulling your boat. your spirit guides are doing a big part of the journey. And all you have to do is to sit on the boat. Now, when you look at the lady here, she is holding on the luggage. It's quite an uncomfortable thing to hold on to the luggage when you are secure in a boat. So maybe it's because she is about to go out of the boat. Maybe that's the reason. But yeah, try to make your journey comfortable. Don't try to let go of all these anxieties and just enjoy the journey. Like Don Juan, when he said it to Carlos Castañeda, mine is the living, is the choosing of paths that have a heart. And when I choose that path, I walk through and journey through that path, watching the beautiful scene breathlessly. So something like that. So enjoy the journey. Don't be too stressed out by it, and also know that you just, as long as you do your part, the universe or the divine and your spirit guides will do the rest. So sit down, enjoy the journey. Don't worry, when you reach the shore, then you can jump out. So it's a matter of timing. But when you're still journeying through the sea, sit down and just enjoy the scene that the divine is painting before us. So let's now go to insights at twilight. Oh, look at that. Emotions. Okay. And then choices. Beautiful. So, these little strings can be emotions that pull on your heart. Okay, they are your heartstrings, something like that. They give you anxiety. So, just be aware of your emotions. It's good to be aware of our emotions at the end of the day. For example, if everything is good within you, and then suddenly at the end of the day you feel drained, tired, or anxious, or afraid, you try to listen. Where did this came from? Did it came from a situation that happened to me this day? Did it came from another person that I have unconsciously absorbed? Okay, especially if you started the day in a positive sense. So it's good to be aware of your emotions at the end of the day. If you feel drained, then maybe you need to do something to recover that lost energy. If you feel anxious, then maybe you need to do an activity, especially if you feel you have absorbed some negative energies from the environment or from the people around you, then maybe you need to do some cleansing processes for you. So I think right now, as you start this new journey, you need to be aware of your emotions, especially at the end of the day, so that on the next day you'll start with positive emotions again. Now, there will be some choices, so it's good to be aware that you are guided, so you can always ask advice. Which do you think is best for me? Okay, it's like that. But the beautiful thing about it is the divine and your spirit guides always gives us the freedom of choice. We can choose whatever we want to. But of course, whatever choice we make, we suffer the consequences. So it is good for us also to allow ourselves to be guided. Just make sure that the one that is guiding you is that of the light, so that what you will receive, the results of what choices you make, will bring you light, peace, love, and all those other positive things. So you will have to make choices, allow yourself to be guided. Just like here in the King of Wands, somebody is holding a light to guide your way. And you are being protected. You see a lion behind, and it's as if the lion is keeping guard. So, and here in the journey, they are doing a bigger part of the journey. The birds are pulling the boat. Your spirit guides are guiding you or bringing you to where you should be. So, just cooperate, be receptive, constantly check your emotions. Well, that's it for today. I hope you were able to benefit from our reading. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.